Here at Britton Tool, I'm going to explain to you many reasons why we think the Britton Square is the best designed and engineered square on the market. Let's start with its construction. It's made out of 6061 aluminum, fully anodized in black. It's got a 3/16 blade and a 3/8 thick by 3/4 inch heel. It's 10 inches long, the heel. It's got a fully machined track. All the parts are replaceable, stainless steel screws, and I'll show you how to use it. To use the square, it's like a typical rafter square. You can just take it, put it up against the board, and mark your cut at 90 degrees or 45, just like a typical rafter square. And you can also rotate it here on the radius. If you want any desired angle, you line it up to the angle on the edge of the board, which is say 30 degrees, and mark. Simple as that, just like any traditional rafter square. But what makes this one different, if you want to lock it into any desired angle for repeated cuts, you can finger tight this thumb screw, and then you would do is just press on the thumb lifter, rotate the square around to any desired angle, and these little pins are every 5 degrees. If you want to lock it into, let's just say 45 degrees, it'll lock right in with a spring. If you want maybe 47 degrees, you can move it over 47 and then tighten the thumb screw, and it's locked into place. You can place it up to the board, mark it just the same, right here. All your angles will be lined up on this edge here. As a reference point, this thumb bracket has a point on it, so that's always the edge you want to line your angles up to. Other features of the square are these little slots here, and those have little 1/4 inch increment slots for scribing. So you can just place it right up against your board, and if you needed a 2-inch scribe, you just place your pencil at 2 inches, and voila, 2-inch scribe, 2 inches off the face. If you needed, so let's just say 2 1/16, you can rotate the square to where you can line it right up to 2 1/16 to any of these scribe marks. So any specific exact measurement, you can do scribes with, which is unique to the square. Another feature of the square are these little cutouts, say 1.5 and 3. Those are for your jack and king studs. If you're laying out a plate for a door opening, you can mark the edge of the door opening, 1 1.5 inches and 1 at 3. And this just gives you a quick reference for your jack and king studs for a quick layout. A few other really cool features of the square that are unique. To start with something small, this has a radius here, which is needed to pivot the arm, but this works well on metal structures that have a weld. If you're trying to tack together a frame, you can place the square in the inside corner, and the weld is not going to interfere with your square. This next feature of the square allows you to find any angle, pitch, or slope of any kind. You can find it simply by grabbing the square, pressing down on the thumb lifter, and taking the thumb screw and rotating the head 1/4 of a turn, and that unlocks it, and then you can rotate the arm to any slope that you want. You can lay it right on the ground. What I did here is I propped up this butcher block to show you just as a representation of a slope. You can lay it right on the slope here. You can lower the arm until it becomes level, just like that. So that's level. You can lock it in, turn the thumb screw, and that gives you your specific angle, which is 13 degrees, or 12, I guess. A few other features this Britton Square has. It has 3 levels. It has one here, one on the bottom, and a round bubble vial in the end. These two have a glow-in-the-dark strip in between them. If you want to light it up with a flashlight, it's hard to see at night, to check a slope on a roof, it's easily done. The plumb bubble level is good for, plumbing up round or square post. Another unique feature of this square that no other rafter square can do is you can check the outside angle of any object. So you can place the square up to the object until it's flat on both sides. In this case, it's showing 45. And so you would just take that degree and then add 45 to it. And that gives you 90 degrees. So this is a 90-degree angle. And if you wanted to cut trim around this, you would just take that number and divide it in half, which would be a 45 degree, and go to the saw, cut a 45-degree angle, and you have a perfect trim around the edge here. Another feature this square has is the ability to draw circles. And how we do that is on the bottom of this square, there's a pin where the pivot screw is, and it just comes out a little past the bottom of the square. And that gives you a pivot point to draw circles. So you can place that screw in the middle of your circle, and you can place your pencil inside of any of the increments here and draw a circle. You can also place your pencil anywhere along this heel here and do the same thing. Just hold your finger on it and scribe a circle. Easy as that. One last thing that I think you're going to find useful is that I created a holder just for the square. It's made out of fiber reinforced nylon. It has a belt clip on the back that you can release with this spring here. Also has a lock on the bottom in case you want to lock the square, and you can push it and it won't unlock. Just makes it useful for working on projects when you don't want to carry a bunch of tools. It also has a pencil holder right on the top. There you go.